It's the last day of June, which means it's time for Stories I Ate This Month. Stories I Ate This Month.
Off the hook, but the phone never rang.
I can't help but feel like a little bit of a failure this month. It was a busy month. There were like 100 cons. I finished, wait for it, one book. I finished one book. One book. I'm in the middle of 3 other books. The Golden Compass is our June book of the month. We're working with Random House this month, and I'm in the middle of the audiobook, and it's a great audiobook. There's a full cast. There's a guy who sounds just like Hagrid. I think it must be the actor who plays Hagrid, actually, Robbie Coltrane. It's fantastic, but I haven't finished it yet. Our live show is July 13th at 7 PM EST. You still have time to pick it up. I'm right smack in the middle of Aka War. And I just opened One of Us is Lying, and I'm so excited about this so much. So, mark my words, by the end of July, I'm gonna have them all read. I'm gonna have them all read. That's not even ambitious. That's a thing that's gonna happen. But what I did finish in June was The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Albertalli. It was so cute. Such a quick read, too. I love Becky Albertalli's writing. The Upside of Unrequited is about this girl in high school who's had a lot of crushes and a lot of guys, but nothing ever actually happens. It's got a wonderful cast of characters. Gets an A from me. Now, that was the only book I read. I also only saw 2 movies. What? I miss the movies so much right now. Like, I don't just see 2 movies, ever. I didn't go to the actual movies at all. I watched these 2 movies at home. It's been a movieless month. The movie I did watch was a rewatch, and that is Freaky Friday with Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis. I got home from VidCon, and I was feeling super tired and super movie deprived. This was literally like 2 days ago. All of a sudden, I was like, I really want to watch Freaky Friday. I've rewatched a lot of my favorite, like, teen movies from the early 2000s in the past year, but I haven't rewatched Freaky Friday, and I miss it. So I rewatched it, and it was so much fun. It's just such a fun movie. I love Chad Michael Murray's part. It's so fun to watch young Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis acting as each other. Freaky Friday gets an A- for me. And then after Freaky Friday, I just was like, wanted to watch another movie, and it was 10 o'clock. I turned on Easy A, because I haven't rewatched that in years. And I love Emma Stone. Freaky Friday is super fun. Easy A is super funny. What a great film, what a great script, what a great cast of actors. Easy A is wonderful. There's so many one-liners. They're just great. The comedic timing is just excellent. A+ to Easy A. So those are the 2 movies I watched. I watched 1 comedy special, Trevor Noah, Afraid of the Dark, which was great. There was 1 joke that kind of stretched into like the ew, that's gross realm for me. But like once we were past that, A to him as well. I'm just throwing out A's left and right. Next! So I didn't watch a lot of movies. I didn't read a lot of books. On every break that I had, every time where I could do 2 things at once, I was watching a show. I devoured The Handmaiden's Tale this month. My God. It's on Hulu. It's based on the book by Margaret Atwood, which I haven't read. What a badass she had to be to write this book. I think the book came out in the 80s, but they've kind of modernized it for the show. The lead is Peggy from Mad Men, Elizabeth Moss. What a talent. And one of the other leads is Poussey from Orange is the New Black. It just hits me in so many places. It's so thought-provoking, and it's so creepy, and it's so good. I did not know there were only gonna be 10 episodes. And I watched episode 10, and I was like, oh my God, it's so excited for next week. And then next week there was no new episode, and then the next week there was also no new episode, and it was just like the saddest. I can't wait for the next season. God, it's so good. I'm considering doing an entire video about it. Like, you have to watch the Handmaid's Tale video, but I haven't had the time. I don't have time. Watch the show. Please watch the show. Watch the show. The whole premise is kind of horrifying. It is horrifying and heartbreaking, but it's done so well. It's done so well. A+ well. A+. The next show I watched this month was the new season of Orange is the New Black, season 5. Also, fantastic. I was so excited because the last 2 seasons have kind of been eh for me. Wow! Season 5 brought it all back for me. I couldn't stop watching this show. And I was very busy. It was the week leading up to VidCon. Every free second and every not free second I was watching it. It was one of those shows like I had it on while I was doing my makeup because I needed to watch it, and I needed to watch it now. Last season ended at the start of a prison riot, and this season is the prison riot. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. If I wasn't on the edge of my seat, I was crying. If I wasn't crying, I was laughing. I experienced the entire spectrum of emotions. It's hard to talk about Orange is the New Black without spoiling anything. If you didn't think you were gonna watch the new season because you weren't sure about the last 2 seasons, they weren't as great, This season hits hard in the best way. Definitely worth the watch. Gets an A. And the last show I watched this month is another Netflix original series. I literally just finished it before I started this video, and that is Girlboss. I really enjoyed this. The more I watched, the funnier the show got. Girlboss is not as heavy. Handmaid's Tale, super heavy. Orange is the New Black is in the middle because we hit the best of both worlds. Girlboss is like, it's weird and fun, and I love her clothes. I have so much respect for what she's trying to do. You know, she's frustrating at times, but she's going through some shit. Character development is happening. I just had these moments where I was just so proud and so happy. I really like how it feels really gritty in moments where a lot of times in shows we'll kind of skip over ordeals. Like the relationship we watch happen in the show, it isn't perfect, and like the way we see the imperfections is super relatable. If the realness is the water, I feel like in a lot of shows we feel the realness like a rock skipping over the water, but in Girlboss we go into the water. And I really appreciated that with all her relationships, honestly. And I love the way we see the internet. I love being in 2006, so the show starts in 2006. They have such amazing pop culture references, and it's so much fun. The last story I ate this month, and this isn't really a story, but like it felt enough like a story that I'm gonna mention it. Lord's new album, Melodrama. Wow. Just talent. A. Favorite tracks include Supercut, Writer in the Dark, Greenlight, Liability, Hard Feelings, Sober. Most of the album is my favorite. So yeah, that was my June. You can expect more books in July since I'm in the middle of 3. And Crooked Kingdom is our July book of the month, so I'll also be reading that. I think my favorite thing that I devoured has to be Handmaid's Tale. It's so hard because I loved everything I devoured this month, but Handmaid's Tale takes the cake. Shit, that show is good. I'd love to hear what your favorite story is that you ate this month. If you read, watched, listened to anything that I did this month and what your thoughts were on it. I'm Christine. I make videos every Tuesday. I'm at XTeenMay on Instagram and Twitter. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.